So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to have a go at doing a free marker challenge, but instead of using Copics or any other brands, we're going to use the Spectrum Noir Illustrator and Graphite pens. So these are my pens. Actually this is a very small percentage of them. I've got a fair few more over here and a fair few more over here. So the idea of a free marker challenge is quite simply you use free markers to colour in or create a picture, and this can be quite a challenge, but it's up to you how you interpret it. So I don't actually have a box big enough, so I'm literally going to close my eyes and there's going to be a mess. Right, any marks, set, close the eyes. Okay. They're either going to end up on the floor or on the next planet. Right. Right, they're going that one, they go right. I have no idea what order these are going to be in. It's going to be... Right, I'm going to shuffle them up. Right, there's a couple on the floor. Right, which means there's some going back and forward. Right. Okay. Colour 1. Colour 2. I get the feeling something's going to end up on the floor. Colour 3. Oh, right, and opening my eyes. Oh, blimey. Come back in. Right, we got apricot. We've got smoky blue. And we've got dusky pink. Ooh. Right. This is going to be interesting. Right, so bear with me because I need to shove this lot off from my desk. Oh my god, it's raining pens. Actually, that's not a bad colour combination. Now I won't need the blender. Also, I always think blender counts as a pen anyway. So this is a no blender challenge as well. Oh, I do like random. And when I store my pens, I just chuck them in storage. I don't even have them in order in storage, these ones. Sorry about this. Okay, maybe I got too many of these pens. Kind of disappointed I didn't get a graphic one, but there'll always be another challenge. Right, okay. So, here we have a sheet of Bristol board A3 paper. And here we have some masking tape. Masking tape, please make Bristol board. Do the normal. Do sticky. So we don't want it too sticky. Right. Line it up moderately straight. And I'm not going to use the whole of this paper. I'm just going to do some small drawings. So let's bring the camera in. Just check you can see. Yep, right. So I'm going to use a pencil just to outline a couple of ideas. I've got to think about these. Dusky pink, apricot, and smoky blue. I know a couple of obvious things. So let's start with the obvious and go on from there. So I'm going to actually start down here. So let's see how many things I can actually create. For this I am going to literally be speed sketching, so these aren't going to be neat tidy drawings by any means. Okay, so let's go for a... What am I talking about? There's me saying, oh, I didn't think I got a graphic. Duh. Yeah, the Dura Award. So this is going to be smoky blue. Oh, I like that. A few of you are probably wondering how on earth can you do a blend when you've got colours as different as this, and that's part of the challenge. So for this I'm going to be using the white of the paper, but also the alcohol with the pens themselves. So as most of you probably know, once you let a marker dry and go back over it, you can get a darker tone of the same colour. So just by being neat, a little bit neater, you can fill in the gaps. The reason I'm using the Bristol board is it's one of the ones that I tend to use for marker work. It's just got a nice saturation level. Just keep on going around. And let's see what that apricot looks like. Curious about this one. Oh yeah, that's nice. Actually, those. Okay, a little bit of apricot and bleach it out with the pink. Kind of mutes it down a bit. So first creation is a random flower. Just bring the camera in so you can see that a bit better. And I'm going to put in a couple of apricot splots. So let's have a think. I like the blue, smoky blue, though it looks more greeny than bluey, but that's me. Right, let's see. I know something really, these pens I think will work with really well. Take a couple of seconds to just draw. Done. There you go, a couple of seconds. So I'm going to use the smoky blue again as the main colour. Let's use the chisel tip. Actually, I could use... Oh yeah, I've just seen another way of doing this. Yep. Then the apricot. These do go down really well, very juicy pens. And then the pink. Okay, now let's go back to the blue and start adding a little bit of detail. You notice on the graphic that you get the bullet tip and the chisel tip, whereas on the illustrator you get the bullet tip. This one's a bit shunted, don't know why, and the brush tip. So nice combination. That's the pen that I want. So I'm going to use a brush to just darken off a couple areas by reapplying. Now the alcohol's a bit drier. Let's use a bullet tip. Isn't me unless there's some sort of dragony creature involved. Let's pick up those bits of pink. So there's a little dragony creature. Now, if I wanted to make these into full illustrations, I can apply pen sketching over them or tighten up my pencil work, and that would work pretty well. Actually, these colours go really well together. So I've done two images with the blue being more dominant, so let's try something with the other colours being more dominant. So let's see. Yes, that will work. Right, quick sketch time again. Hope if I can remember my anatomy correctly. For the colouring, not for the sketching. Right. So another really quick sketch. So this time we're going to use the apricot as the primary colour. This is definitely something I would say is a really good exercise because it gets your brain thinking about how you're going to put a colour down. It will make you think about your colour combinations, and it takes you a little bit out of the colour wheel. So you know, normally you tend to follow the colour wheels of greens and purples and whatnot. By doing this, you'll actually step away from that and have a little think and maybe be a bit bolder with your use of colours. I'd certainly recommend, say, doing drawings where you do a townscape in just 3 colours. During my coursework for one of the courses I'm doing, that's something that as you got brought up, as you were told, you could only have red, black and white as colours. So the trick was you got toned paper, so brown and grey paper. But it certainly made you concentrate on your mid-tones, your dark tones and your light tones. And because this blue is more green, I'm going to use that as a green. And colour combos, how do you make black normally? Do you just put down a black pen, or do you use your purples, your blues, your browns? There are so many ways that you can replicate other colours. So in this case I'm just putting the green in as a shadow. Just showing that it's not just a case of straight colour work. Yeah, I do like that smoky blue. That could be a new favourite. Then back to the apricot, which I also really like. These pens are so juicy. I'm not going all the way to my edges due to the juiciness of the pens. Let's bring out that pink a little bit more. And use the pink to bleach out a couple of little areas. and there's a quick little deer. So now I need to do something with the pink as a central colour. Now I know a few of you will be saying, well, you can't physically blend them together, but if you put greys, how can I explain it? If you look at a shadow isn't just grey. A shadow has got reflective colours from the area that it actually comes from. So when you look at, say you're in a really sunny place like a beach, and you're looking at the tarmac, right? It might look grey, but if you really look, you'll see yellows and blues within it. So don't just go for your grey when you're going for shadows. Have a real good think about what you're actually seeing. That's why doing a 3-colour blend is so handy, because it actually does make you look and see what is actually there, and not just assume that you know what's there. Just lighten up that area. Right, something with pink. I don't know. Oh gosh, I can't remember how these go. I've only seen these in the wild a couple of times. And that is, I've seen them in Australia, and then down the road from me on the Dorset coast, sometimes these little critters come in. But you literally only see them dive out the water a couple of times, and then they're gone. So the anatomy of this drawing is not going to be 100%. I don't know why people think they're cute, because they're pretty dangerous. They're very aggressive. This is extremely rough anatomy. That gives you an idea. But if I made the nose slightly longer, it technically would be correct. You get the longer nosed ones in the Amazon and China, though I can't remember, one species is extinct now. And for those of you who guessed it, it's the pink river dolphin. And yes, there is a pink dolphin. The pink river dolphins, there was, I think it was either in Japan or China or somewhere like that. They used to migrate through the river systems, and then they put dams in somewhere in Asia, I can't remember, and they dammed off all of the rivers, so the populations were completely cut off. And well, there's rumour to be a couple possibly, but because they're so secretive, nobody quite knows. So there's the pink. Now I'm going to use the blue, stroke green, to add in the shadow. Then come in with the pink. Soften that out. So easy to soften out your colours with these pens. And I've left a couple of low areas almost white, just to act as highlights. Now the gold, apricot, stick a tiny bit here and there. To act like little golden highlights. river dolphins tend to live in very, very muddy conditions, so they have a slightly longer snout, almost like gars do, and that helps them detect prey in the mud. Soften that in. That's actually one mistake I made here. Pink river dolphins' dorsal fin, they don't have one up here, it's like a lump somewhere further down the body. But I've only seen a few photos of them, so technically it's a pink dolphin, but you get the idea. So those are some quick sketches for the Spectrum Noir free pen challenge. And as you can see, it's nice and easy to do, it gets you thinking, and if you're sensible about the colours, you can really work well with them. In a sense, it's really been handy that I've had a light with the pink, a mid-tone with the apricot, and then using the blue as a shadow. So I think that's, I'm chuffed that I actually got that. I'm just going to tidy up one of these drawings. So I'm just now, as I say, once the alcohol's dried a bit more, you can really pick up your shadows. With this one, I'm just going to add a little bit of highlights. And even if the colours don't go, you can draw individual things with the colours. So you could have a circle connected to a leaf shape, connected to a square. Put some little wiggly things in. Wiggle. So really, you can do any like Zen type doodly doodlies. You can colour them brilliantly with a free pen blend. And you can always add the shadow and the dimension that you want, just by waiting for the alcohol to dry and going back in. This is a good exercise also if you've got stamps and you're not too sure what colours to put where. Try it with stamped images or draw it out like I do. And if you're really happy with a drawing, you can always go back over with a pencil or a pen and just pick out bits that you like. And where you've put your shadows, because these alcohol markers, they take really nicely to having pencil after they've been applied. So you can come in with your pencil and just pick out the key details. So where those shadows are, I can just do some hatching. And just put in a little bit where the jaw muscles would join up. A couple of scoots and little excess scales, and that can turn that into a really nice drawing. So let's zoom in. So just with free pens, I managed to colour in 3 different styled images. So I've used them as straight colours on their own, and then just reapplied them to get shadowing. Then I've used them on the deer, and I've combined them to use the blue and the pink as the lightest forms and the darkest forms. I've used it as a kind of single colour, but with a little bit of stippling, and then just almost like a wash. So yeah, so that's my contribution to a Spectrum Noir free pen challenge. So I hope this has helped inspire you to have a go, pick up your pens and see what you can create. Don't feel that just because the pens don't combine that they won't combine, and it's well worth having a go and doing these free pen challenges. It will get you thinking in a whole different sense. So thank you very much to everyone who's popped by. I hope you've enjoyed this. Until next time, please take care, all the best, and happy drawing to you all.